Welcome to Module 5 of the History of Chocolate. In this module, we'll explore how chocolate production and consumption changes during the Industrial Revolution. And we'll see the beginnings of the modern chocolate industry as giants such as Hershey begin to produce and market a solid and cheap version of chocolate. It is the birth of the chocolate bar. So what was the Industrial Revolution, and how did it lead to the world of chocolate that we know today? The Industrial Revolution refers to the shift from human and animal power to using the power of fossil fuels. Many scholars have suggested that the Industrial Revolution was just as important for human history as the Agricultural Revolution had been 10,000 years prior. It would result in rapid and massive social change for all of us, and essentially created the modern world. It was during the Industrial Revolution that we permanently moved away from an economy based on agriculture to one based mainly on manufacturing and services. Starting at about 1750, coal and steam began to replace wind and water as sources of energy and power, and this drove new labor-saving machines. It took many years for the Industrial Revolution to spread, but would have a revolutionary impact on the entire planet. Thousands of people moved from the countryside to cities to find work in the new factories, while entrepreneurs and factory owners grew rich from the new economic opportunities. While the vast majority of factory workers initially toiled in unsafe conditions for long hours, the seeds had been sown for social change. Over time, a new middle class arose, which displaced the traditional nobility in positions of power. Working conditions in factories slowly improved and standards of living increased. So how did the process of industrialization impact chocolate? Well, for thousands of years, chocolate had been a drink of the social elite and the rich. However, by the middle of the 20th century, chocolate was first made into a solid form that almost anyone could afford and obtain. As a result, the consumption of chocolate, which had remained pretty much the same for centuries, shot up dramatically. Along with this, there was an equally enormous upsurge in the consumption of sugar, because the main purpose of this new, solid chocolate was in the making of candy and desserts. Perhaps no company better embodies the modern mass production of chocolate in the 20th century than the American company Hershey. Its founder, Milton Snavely Hershey, brought mass production to the chocolate industry and popularized the ubiquitous chocolate bar. Everything in the Hershey factory was mechanized, with machines and conveyor belts organized into a true assembly line production. By the late 1920s, about 50,000 pounds or 23,000 kilograms of Hershey's cocoa was produced every single day. With skilled marketing techniques, Hershey dominated the American market. Its most popular product is the Hershey's Kisses. By the 1980s, roughly 25 million of these mechanically wrapped, bite-sized drops of milk chocolate were being produced daily. Today, the Hershey Foods Corporation enjoys annual sales of over $2 billion per year, and together with its main competitor, the M&M Mars Company, controls about 70% of the American market. Whereas chocolate was once a luxury item that was only consumed by a small social elite, affordable chocolate products can now be found in virtually any corner store in any part of the world.